What's up, friends? It's Brettsy the Gamer. Today I want to change things up. I want to do things a little bit differently. I looked back at some of my older videos and I had scripted them, and you could tell it was scripted, and I don't want to do that. I just want to get in here and talk about games. I feel like I have some unique opinions to deliver on games that might differ from the overwhelming majority of some communities, and I really want to get to that. I don't want to script my videos anymore. I just want to get in here and talk to you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you like this format better, and this is how we'll do things from now on. But in this video, I want to address all the hate that Fallout 76 is getting. Now, Bethesda had their E3 conference last night, and I watched it on live stream with a couple of my friends, and all of my friends so far, and myself included, have got pretty hyped for this game. We're pretty excited about it. I thought it looked really good. I thought the new enemies looked good. The base building looked good. The co-op, being able to play with your friends, is something that I think will fit the Fallout universe really well. And overall, I walked away from the conference more excited about Fallout 76 than before it. During Todd Howard's speech at the conference, if you looked at the live stream of the comments, there was a overwhelming amount of negativity. People that were, putting rest in peace Bethesda and rest in peace Elder Scrolls and rest in peace Fallout, and we don't want this, we don't want multiplayer, nobody asked for this. And I understand that Fallout has traditionally been an RPG that was played in single player. And I want to address this, and I've said it in other videos, that I don't think this is an end for your single player RPG version of Fallout. I think there's still going to be single player Fallout, and we just got one not that long ago in Fallout 4. Once again, don't view this as, oh, Fallout's going multiplayer, it's going to be multiplayer from now on. No, you're still going to get your single player Fallout. I truly believe that. Now, Bethesda hasn't came out and confirmed that, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that they're still going to make single player Fallout games. It's just not in this one. They're trying something new. They're innovating on their product. And isn't that what we want as gamers? Don't we want these people to innovate and try new things? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'd like to remind you that, when they announced that Fallout 3, when they took over from the previous studio, they announced that it was going to be a first-person RPG. And it was going to be a lot different than the isometric turn-based RPG that Fallout was. And the game received a lot of hate for that, but it turned out to be one of the best games that I've ever played, and many other people would say the same. So they've innovated on this product before to make it better than it was. If they've done it once, they can do it again. That is my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that Fallout 76 is going to be the greatest thing ever, but I do think it has the potential for it. It looked really good. Like, the only thing that I can say about it is that I was impressed by it. I think if done right, this will be an extremely fun game to co-op with your friends. I know it was acknowledged that it could be played alone, but I don't know that that'll be the best way to play it. It looked like it was intended to be played with your friends and have a group of people. And there is some questionable things surrounding it, the ability to nuke portions of the map and things like that. We don't know what that's going to be until we get our hands on it. But there will be a beta for the game. And I encourage you that if you're skeptical, if you're one of those people that doesn't want to do it, I encourage you to play the beta. If it's going to be an open beta for everyone, play the beta. Make your decisions then. We haven't seen enough on it for you to form an opinion yet, really. We haven't played it. Until you get your hands on the game and play it, you can't really form a proper opinion about it. But the one thing that I don't get is, as gamers, we want to encourage innovation. But then when innovation happens, we want to shun it. We want to push it away. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It wasn't that long ago that we would, and people still do, we're complaining at games like EA games and Call of Duty, because it was the same game every year. You don't change enough. We're telling people that make subtle, small changes and keep it mostly the same, that you're not changing it enough. We bitch and moan about that. But then when a game does make major changes and try to innovate, we complain about it. So I don't know what we're wanting out of these developers. What are we wanting from them? Do you want innovation, or do you want them to keep it the same? If they never made any changes to it whatsoever, I think it would get stale. It would be the same thing over and over. They had to make small changes from Fallout 3 to Fallout 4 that some of the community liked and some of the community didn't like. Me personally, I thought Fallout 4 was a good game. I wasn't real crazy about the dialogue change either, but that didn't change the game as a whole for me. It was still fun, it was still enjoyable, and I played it, I think 2 playthroughs on it. So I got my money out of it. I played the DLC, and I played the single player campaign that it released with, and I mean, personally, I felt like I got my money's worth. There were a few things I didn't like about it, but that's going to be in every game. No game is going to release and just perfectly nail every little piece of it for every person. And I just want to encourage you, if you're one of those people that's down on this game, wait till the beta comes out and just play the beta and make your decisions then. I think that with the negativity surrounding it, that it could potentially hurt it for some people, and I don't want to see that happen. I want everyone to give this game the best possible chance that it has to succeed. Because like I said, in my opinion, the game looked really fun, the game looked exciting, and it's something I definitely want to play. And all of my friends that I was texting during this, when we were all watching it, was, excited about it. It looked fun. But there is a negative audience out there for it. There is people that don't want this game to succeed, it seems like. And like I said, we don't know enough on it. We haven't received enough information or got our hands on it enough to make a definite opinion for it. One of the things that I think helps and hurts games is expectations that we have for it, and that's one of the good things that Fallout 76 has going for it, is that it's so different and it's so new that it's hard to form expectations going into it. So you're kind of going into this game with a clean slate. So your expectations are not there, or are not as high for it that it would be for a single player Fallout game. And that's kind of what happened with Fallout 4, when the people that didn't like Fallout 4, they went into it expecting it to play just like Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, and when the dialogue changes and the base building hit, they didn't get that, and so their expectations was not met. So one of the good things about this being a new game and a different style is that your expectations can be a little lower and you can be open to trying new things. And I encourage that. Whenever you go into a game like this, be ready for anything. Be ready to learn new things and to have it play differently. But that doesn't make it a bad thing. That doesn't make it something that you should be... Maybe you could be nervous about it and be a little skeptical going in. But it's a Bethesda game. Think of it like this. It's an online multiplayer RPG, right? Well, who is one of the best developers when it comes to RPGs? Well, Bethesda. Bethesda makes really good RPGs, and some of the best RPGs in gaming is made by Bethesda. So if there's somebody that's going to make an online RPG world for me to play co-op with my friends, I'm glad it's Bethesda. And if they're going to make a game like that, there's, Fallout's a really good universe to play that game in. And I like the fact that they mentioned that they were going to be limiting the sizes of the servers, because, yeah, it is the apocalypse. We don't want to be running around with a bunch of different people to make it seem less apocalyptic. Like, I don't know how many people he said. I think he said dozens. So there may be 24 people on a server at one time. That's not bad. That's something that you could, so you're not going to be running into people all the time. And the fact that he said you could enjoy it alone. I still don't know what that means yet. Does that mean I still have to be connected to the server? Am I still going to have to engage in PvP? Will there be PvP and PvE servers? Will I get to choose? We don't know that. That hasn't came out yet. And we probably won't see that until the beta. However, I do respect Bethesda wanting to try something new. Innovation is what makes games better. Games changing, games evolving, and innovation is what makes games get better. So if we try to stifle that innovation and try to keep that from happening, you could ruin a game franchise if they just keep it the same. And I want to hit on this again. I don't believe they're ending single-player Fallout games. If there is a Fallout 5, it's going to be single-player, and it's going to play similar to the other games. I'm sure they'll try to change a little bit on it. And the biggest beef for me is I wish they would bring back the skills system, and I wish they would bring back the dialogue and change other aspects of the game. But I think you're still getting single-player games from Fallout. So, if you're one of those people that's negative on this game and you're down on it, don't be. Give it another shot. Go into it with low expectations, and maybe you'll come out and have a new game that you really enjoy. Another thing is expect some launch issues. One thing about expectations is if you go into it thinking it's going to work perfectly day one, you're probably going to be let down. So I would just expect, if you buy this game on release, for it to have some issues that need ironed out. Bethesda doesn't make a whole lot of online games, and this is definitely a first for them, so I would just expect some issues. That way, if there is not any, then you don't have anything to worry about, and if there is any, you went in expecting some. The first week of this game could be a little shaky, so give it a chance, and by give it a chance, I mean let it go a little bit before you make your final opinion on it. But overall, I think the game looks great. I'm really excited, and we don't have to wait that long for it. It's coming out in November, so we'll get to form our opinions within the next 6 months. This is the game that Bethesda's been putting a lot of work in since Fallout 4. I know they announced Starfield, and they talked about their next game after that being Elder Scrolls 6. But those games look a long way off. They didn't show much. I mean, they didn't show much at all. So it looks like those games could be like not coming next year, not coming the year after. Like, they're going to be developing those for a while. Plus, if they're going to be keeping up with Fallout 76, it could slow development on those a little bit. If Fallout 76 is a hit, I'm going to assume they're going to be adding content to it. So I wouldn't expect Starfield or the Elder Scrolls 6 anytime soon. And I'm pretty sure he used the word next generation for Elder Scrolls 6. So we could be talking an entirely different console generation before we see Elder Scrolls 6. But anyway, I didn't want this video to be scripted. I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to report it in a news fashion. I just wanted to give my opinions and my takes on Fallout 76 and just sit down and have a discussion. If you liked this format better, please let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more content. I thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.